This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner.
Hey, great friends. What's going on? It's Kaplan and Crew with Grande and the Brown Man. And we're coming to you from the 7 Mile Casino Studios. Their website is 7milecasino.com. We're just getting onto the radio. Tonight, we're going to be on TV throughout the state of California on the Cox YurView Network from 7 to 8 p.m. We're getting on to YouTube right now. Chatlin's What's Cooking, What's Good, What's Crack-a-lackin', and all those other kinds of things. What you laughing at, Browner? I said that so smoothly.
Like butter.
Yeah.
Over an alligator.
And to all of our podcast listeners, glad you guys are here today. Alex, my son, who's home for the summer, tells me that he's driving around yesterday afternoon and he's listening to you guys on the radio. I had the day off for anybody that wasn't around. My son goes, I didn't even realize you weren't there. So it was like, oh, thanks, pal. He said, Alex should be coming in pretty hot today. I said, oh, yeah, why is that? He said, because Alex was on the air yesterday saying that the Padres need to sweep the Royals. He said he was calling for a sweep and demanding. And furthermore, Grande said on the air, the Royals are the worst baseball team he's ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, so Grande should be coming in hot.
Yeah.
That, my friend, is from a guy who has grown up around the radio industry.
Yeah.
Who's a very good listener.
Mm-hmm.
Is right in your wheelhouse, 23-year-old dude.
Yeah.
Demanding a sweep. And the Royals are the worst baseball team you've ever seen. And they had a 5-0 lead on the Padres last night.
Yeah.
And they held on to win 5-4.
Okay, first of all.
Yeah, tell me.
If you watched that game last night, which I'm
Mm-hmm.
assuming both of you probably went NBA instead.
Well,
but if
weren't we
watched...
texting? Weren't we texting last night?
Yeah. But I have multiple screens.
But I had to, well, so did I.
You're the only person with multiple screens?
Right. Oh, sorry, Coastal Elite.
Well, you guys are always saying, like, I didn't watch that.
Sorry.
You guys are always saying, I didn't watch that. I watched basketball. I watched basketball.
Bro, last night, baseball over here, basketball over here. I turned away from the basketball game because I thought it was long over. I feel like I looked up and I was like, what? Is that 9 points? Okay, wait, now it's 11. Now it's 15. Okay. Then I looked up. I was like, wait, is that 6 points? Is that 3 points? I was watching the Padres over here.
Too.
I sent you a text.
They did.
Did you say the Lakers looked away?
The Nuggets looked away.
Nuggets did. Yeah.
Nuggets totally looked away. But I sent you guys a text when Tatis made that throw last night from right field to third base on the fly for a tag out.
Nailed it.
I said, hey, you still think he should be playing shortstop, Brown?
Easy. Listen, and Bogarts, as great as he started, oh, baby, how does gravity feel? Because he's coming back to earth.
My man's been on base all but 2 games. Bogarts has got a little Soto in him. He may not get hits, but that dude is always on base.
That's what I'm saying. One of the funny things about yesterday's show was he was very, very upset when he looked at the Royals. He was very upset.
He is in Alex?
Yes. He was just very generally upset with the fact that the Royals were playing the Padres as if they didn't even belong in the same stadium. And I was like, listen,
they should be playing the A's every week. Nobody cares.
Yeah. I was like, it's baseball, dude. This guy could come out and throw a no-hitter. And it happens. And sure enough, when they were up 5-0, I just put my head down and I went, oh, God, this team, man. This team. I don't know what to do. Like it's hard.
All,
it's getting hard.
I wasn't anticipating Seth Lugo straining his calf
it up
and looking like whoever you want, like Chris Paddock out there yesterday.
Oh wow.
That's low.
But
a shot.
When I did say the Royals are the worst team in baseball, did you see them attempt to play defense last night?
Not great.
Like that, they look like the bad news bears out there. It was brutal. So yeah, they got 4 runs, but I don't know how many of those were earned. The Royals are a terrible baseball team, and last night's loss is unacceptable. unacceptable. Because
I love it.
again,
Yeah, tell me.
no hits with runners in scoring position.
Come on.
Do you know yesterday that starting pitcher that looked like Kurt Schilling out there? I don't know
Phenomenal.
why I'm throwing
It's
weird
great.
names out today.
Yeah, I
But
mean, when you say that, do you mean
Of
like
all
he
people,
has
Kurt
like
Schilling.
bloody
like he
sock Kurt
facially
Schilling.
looks like Kurt Schilling?
No, like
I mean,
he
does
looking like a damn ace out there. He looking like,
Oh, that's
like
who you pick?
skill-wise.
A Kurt Schilling? Is
well,
that who
he
you
was
pick
kind
as
of
an
like a
ace?
Wow.
white dude, a little bigger.
Wow.
That's what popped in my head.
There's
Yeah,
a
no
lot
Roger
of those
Clemens
pitching that are
didn't
really
come to
right.
mind. You know,
Also, not a great name.
No, because he wasn't that
Nolan
good.
Ryan fits. Nolan Ryan.
No,
was
he wasn't
great.
that good.
Nolan
either.
Ryan?
Like he was kind of right there.
Nolan
with
Ryan
him.
wasn't great.
No, I'm saying the pitcher last night wasn't that
Oh.
good.
Oh, okay.
But we made him look that good. That
Mhm.
dude has allowed the 4th most runs in all of baseball. The
Until last
Padres
night.
couldn't get any off him. They could, and Jesse Agler was saying this thing like, "Oh, he's very hit or miss. He gives up 8, he gives up 1, he gives up 7, he gives up 2." Yeah, the Padres should be being one of those teams that should be getting 8, should be getting 7 off him. The Padres shouldn't be the 1 or the 0.
No, but on the other hand, when you look at all of the statistics that you have been presenting day after day,
Yeah,
about the last in all of
Batting
baseball
average.
with
Mhm.
runners in scoring position, last in batting average, it's most in strikeouts, all those data points that you keep presenting
yes,
to the board of directors over here, that tells us that actually they should be a team that gets 1
Yeah.
run off this guy rather than 8. It's just that your expectations and my expectations and Peter Seidler's checkbook
Mhm.
all paid and expected a whole lot more than that.
Yeah. We're also in
Can
this
I-
super funky situation with the Padres too,
Mm.
where they're just not aggressive when it comes to, not only are they not getting hits with runners in scoring position, but when Tatis gets on first, he should be trying to get to second 100% of the time via steal as much as possible. So yesterday, Tatis gets 2 hits to lead off the game, immediate double plays, bang bang. So it's almost like if Bob Melvin is saying, okay, if I get him to second because he stole second, we're not going to bring him in anyways because we can't hit worth a squat with runners in scoring position. So I'm just going to let Austin Nola ground into double plays as much as possible. Like we're in
Can
this
I-
situation where nothing works right now. Nothing.
Can I-
Because on Monday, 10 walks. That's the only reason they got anything going on Monday. It wasn't like they were lighting the world on fire.
Can I
Brutal.
offer an explanation for what is happening that I think I have some backup?
Okay.
When you create headlines, like the Padres have created headlines in the offseason, similar to the Mets,
Same record, by the way,
Team-
20 and 23, both those teams.
and
Booing
this is to my-
Justin Verlander in his first start.
This is
Yeah.
and this
Justin
is to my point.
Verlander comes back and makes his first start, isn't
In
good,
New York.
and the Mets fans are like, bro, we
I'm gonna
paid
get to
you
that
all
too.
that money. You've been hurt, and your first performance back is this trash?
Yeah.
The what I'm saying is when you create that many headlines,
Mm.
teams are fired up to play you.
Mhm.
No, they're not the champion. Who won the World Series last year? No one talks about them. Nobody in my circles. So teams want to play you as if you're the champion because you're the summer headliner. You are the headliner at Coachella. The Padres are Friday, the Mets are Saturday. So when you play them, you're fired up. So a guy with a 7 ERA goes, tonight's my night. I'm locked in because I know what they got over there. That's what's happening to them. Same thing with the Mets have more injuries, but that's what's happening to them. And you talk about Verlander getting booed. I predicted 36,000 last night. Nailed it. You know what's going to happen with those 36,000? They're going to start booing. And now we're going to really start having some problems.
You nailed the crowd size last night because the night before,
Oh,
Alex
man.
Alex had
Mr.
said,
conspiracy over here.
well,
It's not
Alex,
a
I think it
conspiracy. It just
was-
is what it is.
no, but Monday you were like, hey, it's a Monday game. They're coming off being swept by the Dodgers. They're playing the Royals. What kind of crowd do we expect tonight? And it was like 40,000+ on Monday.
Yeah.
Last night, 36,000 on a
But I
Tuesday
told
night.
you guys on Monday why they were going to have a big crowd on Monday.
Was it a bobblehead? Was it like
Yes.
Danny bobblehead?
Yes, which Browner gives zero
Poo-pooed that,
credit
bruh.
for a bobblehead giveaway, which he just
I
doesn't understand.
poo-pooed
That people
that.
love bobblehead.
Why? Why would you poo?
I
Don't
poo-pooed
poo.
that, bruh.
You
What
poo
can
it in the
you do?
ocean?
I mean,
Browner
listen,
said it was
let's
Browner.
not
Like,
revisit
listen,
that.
shout out to Padre fans for just being there, for spending their money anyways. But Browner was like, no, they're just there because they want to be there because it's a cheap ticket. It's like, okay.
Correct.
So then
Cheap ticket.
Yeah. Yesterday you can get in the door for like $19.
Okay.
And today you can get in the door for $5.
Yeah.
$5 foot long, okay?
Yeah.
$5.
But Browner over here said that
Oh,
I
almost said
talked
something
him off
very
sellout because he was like, it's going to be a sellout again. I'm like, no, it's not. And then he said 36,000. I was like, okay, I'll give you that because that's what they average now. Like they're pretty much bringing in 40,000 every game.
Mm-hmm.
But he just doesn't believe in the power of a bobblehead. And I was trying to explain to
don't.
him, for baseball fans, bobbleheads are a big deal.
But when he
And it's the stupidest conversation we've had in a really long time on the show.
But it was great.
Well, you know why it was probably really dumb though? Because chances are you were like, yeah, people who go to baseball games particularly love a bobblehead promotion, especially with one of their favorite players. That was probably your side.
Yeah.
And then Browner was probably vehemently, confidently, somewhat angrily willing to Stephen B. Smith bloviate about how wrong you are and how people don't care about bobbleheads, mostly because my brother doesn't care about bobbleheads.
It wasn't that people don't care about bobbleheads, because he also made a very good point about Musgrove Hat Day and Trevor Hoffman Jersey Shirt Day. And those
Jersey
days,
Shirt Day,
Jersey, whatever you want.
Oh,
I agreed with him because you can wear those things. Those things are everyday material things. A bobblehead goes in the closet. If they gave away 40,000 bobbleheads on Monday night, I can guarantee you 25,000 of those bobbleheads are MIA right now. Nobody knows what they did with them. But that Musgrove hat is right near the front door because you're putting it on. That Hoffman jersey will get, that's in the rotation. If I'm going to the game, I'm wearing my Trevor Hoffman jersey. Like, those are things that you wear on a weekly basis, hats on a daily basis almost. A bobblehead goes in the closet if you like it.
Yeah.
So therefore, for me, I knew my people would show up loud. I knew my people would show up proud yesterday. 36,000. Eat that. Whoever thinks he didn't do the right thing in the front office.
all right.
Count
Well,
the
hey,
money.
listen. So the Padres lose last night to the Royals.
Embarrassing.
Yeah, and Alex had called demanded a sweep. Yeah,
Baseball,
start demanding benchings soon.
So I will say this:
Bob Melvin first.
Oh, is he now the scapegoat? It's now Bob Melvin's doing. This is all his fault. He doesn't know how to manage Spanish-speaking players. He's too white. He's too old. He doesn't understand the whole flair of this generation. I mean, am I getting all the things that people are trying to talk about?
He's not Ozzie Guillen.
Right. He's right. He doesn't speak Espanol to these dudes. He's not fiery like Ozzie Guillen. I mean, is this kind of is this what you're selling now?
All I'm saying, okay? All I'm saying
Tell me.
Is that if your biggest complaint about your ball club is there's no fight, okay? And then Alex comes on the show today and says Tatis gets on base, two hits in a row. No activity from your best base runner, quite possibly. The other guy's on the bench, he can't get a hit. So no activity at all, even though you struggle with runners in scoring position. Why not try to get a guy in scoring position and give guys more opportunities with runners in scoring position as opposed to just sitting there? So the inaction.
Fire Bob Melvin.
No, what are you doing?
Is that what you're saying? Come on. Is that what's going on here?
I never
What's
said
happening?
That.
This guy is a terrible manager.
Okay.
The only thing he knows is that he doesn't see effort, but instead of doing something about it, he sits with his hands under his butt and he doesn't call for a steal. Fire him.
Wow.
You said that. I never said that. I never said that. All I'm saying is
I just translated Browner right now for everybody.
The inaction to me, the not using the skills that you have on the base pads, not firing guys up to go out there and be more aggressive. Now, it appears that being aggressive at the plate isn't in Bogart's game, and it's also not in Soto's game. They
Soto's on fire right now.
They like to see pitches. Okay, so I'll remove those two. You gonna tell me Tatis ain't playing hard? So Oh, the other dudes, you got to manage them. You can yell at Nola. You can yell at Cronenworth. You can yell at Kim. You got to do it in the language he speaks, but you can yell at Kim.
No, you yell at his interpreter, and then he yells at Kim.
Right.
And then what you say to the interpreter is, you say to the interpreter, hey, a little more emotion here. Don't just translate it. Freaking let them know what I'm saying, man.
Get after them. So there's guys you can get after to make an example first before you get to guys like Machado.
Yeah, I think you just got to look at Grisham and be like, what are you doing?
Just cuss him out every single day.
Like, time to shave that mustache. It's not working.
That's exactly what it is. Hey, get rid of that thing. Get rid of it.
Cuss him.
That whole Magnum PI thing, get rid of that thing, dude.
It looks dumb.
All right.
Before we run out of time in this opening segment, I prepared something special. And this is an incredibly left turn. Oh. This has nothing to do with baseball.
Okay.
It's nothing to do with the Padres.
Okay.
This has nothing to do with anything.
Okay.
I just want people to know I did not distract the show. Go.
Okay.
But this is a big part of this show.
Okay.
This establishment is always brought up on this show.
Oh no.
Shoot, it's even been given as a birthday present on this show.
I believe I know. Oh, whoa. Okay. Oh, I know where we're going. Yeah. I know where we're going.
This morning, I had to drop.
Let me finish the sentence. Can I finish your sentence?
Well, let me start it and then you finish it.
Okay, go ahead.
This morning, I had to drop off my dog at the groomers.
Oh.
And right next to the groomers, there was a
Chick-fil-A.
Correct.
No.
So I went in. Here's what he's going to say. So I went in because, Alex is one of those people that you tell him something, he'll pay it off later to find out for sure.
Mm-hmm.
We have been told by, I do believe it was JD. Was it not?
I think so. Yeah. Right? Somebody on Twitter
said that the Chick-fil-A breakfast burrito is a game-changing, borderline life-changing.
Yeah.
False.
Experience.
Right.
So here's a review. Apparently.
So unopened.
So now
waited
it's cold.
For the show. It was already kind of cold. So I was like, whatever. It is what it is.
Off to a bad start.
Yeah, that's true. You're not giving it its real opportunity.
My wife had it fresh.
Okay.
Put it in the microwave.
Her review. No. Here's the strike number 2 for Chick-fil-A in Mission Valley. They did not have the spicy chicken option.
What?
This is regular chicken option. Almost maybe. I don't know yet, but almost maybe strike 3. Also, no creamy salsa, just regular jalapeno salsa.
Man, feed that to the dog.
Wait, so you mean to tell me that other Chick-fil-A's have other things that this Chick-fil-A
we were told
didn't
that
have?
the spicy chicken burrito was the game-changing one.
Okay.
This is a regular chicken breakfast burrito. This
is not
what's in
spicy.
It?
What's in it?
I'll tell you after I bite it, I guess.
I'm going to guess
it's a
How about you just look at it?
Egg, cheese, hash brown, chicken.
So like chicken, is it the chicken like nuggets?
I'll tell you after I bite it.
All right, let's see what happens here. All right.
Okay, I'm trying to figure
We're
out.
We're taking the test here. This is the Chick-fil-A
Put it in your mouth and
breakfast
just bite
burrito.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Chick-fil-A breakfast burrito.
Not
Grande
that hard,
Alejandro. Grande Alejandro. He's sponsored by iThrive MD. He's lost 53 pounds now on iThrive MD.
Eating a breakfast burrito.
But he's only going to be able to
breaking my intermittent fasting.
He's only going to be able to break. He's only going to be able to have a few bites because he gets full faster now, due to the semi-glutide, the iThrive Lean program. Here he is. Okay, play by play.
I love a hash brown. I love a hash brown and a burrito. First of all, hash brown and a burrito. I love it. Fantastic.
Okay.
I haven't got the chicken yet. That's already a problem. That's a big freaking bite. Hold on.
Here he goes in for another bite.
Double down.
He almost broke it in half.
I almost didn't have
where the bite is.
Okay, now he's bitten it. He didn't bite on the tortilla side. He bit for the middle of the burrito. And now there is a shaking of the head and a chewing with the mouth. There is a smile on the face after bite number 2. Let's hear what just happened.
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Fried chicken and a breakfast burrito.
Fire.
Has now changed my life.
Fire.
Okay. That's very good. I don't know. My wife said it wasn't that good. That's good. I don't know what she was talking. That's good. Okay.
Okay. Bite 2.
Hold on.
That's good.
That's very good. Very, very good. Now I'm going to try it with this salsa.
Okay.
Which I don't have high hopes for.
Jalapeno salsa. Opening it right now. Taking a whiff. Doesn't like what he smelled.
No, not at all.
Does not like. This is radio play-by-play for those of you that are listening on radio.
Okay. And now this is a full chicken bite. I can see the
bite.
Chicken. I can see the egg.
Does it look like a chicken nugget? Does it look like they just put like 6 chicken nuggets in there, or does it?
No, I'll just pull it out.
Yeah. Or does it look
no?
Like
they chopped it up. They cut up the cutlet.
Okay,
Sandwich.
got it. All right, got it. Here comes Alex now. Jalapeno salsa. On the tortilla side, Padilla on the tortilla.
No, that was a big chicken piece.
A huge chicken piece.
Okay.
Awful salsa.
Awful salsa.
Oh,
Just ruined what was thus far a really, really good burrito.
Scott, this is straight up like, look, you could see the chicken is like legitimately cut up from the chicken sandwich
Okay.
and placed in here.
Okay.
8.3 out of 10.
Wow.
Do not put that salsa on there. I honestly would probably go for a little Chick-fil-A sauce. I'd go a little buffalo maybe.
Yeah. Well, especially if the spicy chicken wasn't available.
If the spicy chicken was available, I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine.
Be that much better. All right, hold on, everybody. We are in the 7 Mile Casino Studios. Shout out to Chick-fil-A.
I'm going to finish this.
Shout out to Marcus Preciado, whose brother owns a bunch of Chick-fil-A's around town. We're in the 7 Mile Casino Studios, 7milecasino.com. I want to talk about some Lakers, but I want to talk about this MLS story. Stick around.
Hi, welcome to OG's.
Touching down this football season at OG's has never looked better. You can now eat pizza, drink beer, and earn rewards at select OG's locations. You won't miss a live game when you're watching at OG's. We're going all out, all game, all season long.
From New York City comes America's longest running and most popular rugby show. The biggest names in Major League Rugby, MLR highlights, and big match previews. Rugby Wrap-Up presents MLR Weekly, made in New York City.
Kaplan and Crew Tonight is brought to you by OG Sports Brewhouse Pizza, where you can eat pizza, drink beer, and earn rewards.
All right, great friends. Hey, we welcome you back inside the 7 Mile Casino Studios, 7milecasino.com. As promised, the head coach of the San Diego State basketball team. I'm wasting no time at all. Coach Brian Dutcher returns to Kaplan and Crew. Coach, how are you today?
Top of the world. I'm throwing out the first pitch tonight, so I'm good.
That is so cool. Have you ever thrown out a first pitch?
No, no, I haven't. I haven't won enough to throw out a first pitch. I guess I finally won enough to get a throw out one.
And have you?
You better get that arm ready there.
Yeah. Have you practiced at all, Coach?
No, I remember when Matt Sawyer used to take Coach Fisher out and they throw some warm-ups, but I'm just going to lob it up there. I'm not trying to throw heat or anything.
You do know, though, that everybody's watching. Like, if it's a good one, we're all going to go, wow, great job, Coach. But if it's really bad, I mean, everybody's going to have this video. I mean, no pressure.
No, I saw Pete Kelsey bounce one in this week, so I already know what it is.
Oh, yeah. And you should have seen Browner here down at the Chula Vista Little League this past Saturday. Also couldn't get to the plate.
Maybe I'll just set one on like T-ball. I'll set one on a tee.
Coach, the obvious place to start is huge congratulations to you, your players, the program, San Diego State as an institution, all the players that came before this group that contributed to the growth of the program. Huge congratulations. How different is your life 10 days after the Final Four in the national championship game?
You know, Scott, I'm so used to working that we got back on Tuesday. I was in the office Wednesday morning, and we're recruiting. We're trying to build next year's team. So as much as I enjoyed it, I'm not a guy that ever over-celebrates anything, even though it's something to be celebrated. I've got my eyes on next year and trying to put a team together that can be really good again.
Have you had a chance to think at all about, like, standing there on the floor inside a giant football stadium, knowing that you were on the biggest stage in college basketball? And as an assistant, you may have been there before a long time ago, but have you had any chance to just sort of think about what happened in those couple of days in Houston?
I always say, like, I'm a guy that likes to almost sit back and watch everybody enjoy the experience, but I enjoyed it myself too. You know, I told my assistant coaches on that elevated floor, I said, I'll see you guys at halftime. make some notes. So it's a different experience to be up there and coaching on that stage on the biggest platform, and truly a platform, and just taking the time to look out into the crowd and seeing all the great Aztec fan base there to enjoy it. First time experience for all of us, me as a head coach, San Diego State as a participant in the city of San Diego, and just watch everybody kind of celebrate that moment, but at the same time, trying to figure out how to win games.
Yeah, it was an amazing run. It really was. Coach, I'd love to hear what you were thinking when Butler hit the shot that moved San Diego State from the Final Four to the championship game. Could you just go back to what was going on prior to that? Because everybody talked about there's still a timeout. Will he take it? Jim Nantz made mention on national TV. He doesn't have his shooters on the floor. Could you just go back to that sequence and what you were doing?
Yeah, it was like the possession before. We were down 3 and brought it up the floor, and I took a timeout. And I wanted to set up a play to try to get a 3 out of a sideline out of bounds. And if we didn't have the 3, throw it to Jaden Ledee and let him go one-on-one because he just scored one-on-one. And then we scored that basket. I took another timeout, and I looked at the time difference on the clock, and I felt even if they shot the ball, we'd have enough time to get down the length of the floor. And I told him at that time, we are not taking a timeout. And I said, we don't have shooters on the floor. I have 3 bigs on the floor. So cause a miss, get the rebound, get it to Lamont, make sure they're not doubling back trying to intercept that pass. And then you 3 bigs run to the rim, because if he misses, we'll have 3 bigs in to tip it in. And then Micah Parrish, you find space in case he needs to kick for a 3. And so I kind of had a thought in my mind what I wanted to do. But obviously players make the plays in March. Lamont made a magnificent play. They cut him off. He kind of crossed over, came back, and shot a beautiful pull-up jump shot to make me look good as a coach and us look good as a team.
Coach, what made this team different from the other 2 teams that you got to the Sweet 16? Obviously, you played UConn. You played big teams in those tournaments as well. But what separated this team from advancing? Like when you beat Alabama, and I think a lot of people thought you could beat Alabama, but when you did it, and then you had this crazy game against FAU, what made this team different as opposed to the other ones you've had in the past?
Yeah, this is the greatest team in Aztec history because of how far they went and what they did. I'm not sure it's the best team. So there's a difference. I mean, that Kawhi Leonard team with Malcolm Thomas, Billy White, DJ Gay, that was a team capable of winning a national championship. The X-Thames team with Poe Lee and J.J. O'Brien, Josh Davis, Skylar Spencer, that was a really good team too. But sometimes it's just the path lays out. You win games. And I'm just thinking back, like the other 5 seed was St. Mary's. They played UConn in the second round. What if we're that 5 seed and we play UConn in the second round and get beat? And we're talking about, hey, great, Dutcher got his first tournament win. But it just laid out for us where the path wasn't easy, but we took advantage of the path we had.
Coach, you have had the governor of California tweet about you, the vice president tweet about you, and you've got you guys had the city on fire for the program. How has that changed anything that you're doing going forward? And has it opened the door for the recruiting process to become a little bit bigger and a little bit better?
This is the talk we had back when we had Kawhi Leonard, Malcolm Thomas, Billy White. We won at such a level. They said, well, boy, you're really going to be able to go out and get some players now. We have players that just went to the national championship game. So we'll continue to recruit how we do. Recruit guys with chips on their shoulders that have a lot of potential, that are about the right things. And I like the way we've recruited over the years. So we'll continue to do what we do. Maybe it put us in front of a different kid or two. But for the most part, we've got good enough players in this program to win in any conference and at any level.
Talking to Coach Brian Dutcher this afternoon. It's Kaplan and Crew, and Coach Dutcher is with us. We're still talking about this San Diego State run. And, Coach, I was telling the guys, we're not going to stop. You know, I want to keep talking to these kids. I want them to be known commodities in this town. We know their names, want to know their stories, want to know more about these guys. Because like you said, by virtue of what they accomplish, it's the greatest San Diego State basketball team ever. It doesn't necessarily mean it was the most talented or the best, but I want to keep going with these guys because they really did something special. And I just got to say that this Final Four run, it really entranced the whole city was into it. Like I've never seen anything like it before. And when Butler hit that shot, Coach, that is like one of the top 5 moments in the history of San Diego sports. Does everybody have a grasp on that quite yet?
No, and they asked me at the time how big Butler's shot was. I said, if we win the whole thing, they'll remember it nationally forever, but it'll never be forgotten in San Diego. So that shot will live in San Diego for as long as San Diego State is playing basketball and the city embraces college basketball. So it was an incredible moment. Nationally, it'll be remembered, but not like it would have if we won the whole thing.
Yeah, that's true. One of the best things is there's a picture of Lamont Butler and he's letting go of the ball. And for us, just being a little selfish, our man Alex here is standing in the background with his arms raised before the ball has even gone through the net. It was awesome.
I knew it was going in, Coach. Never had a doubt in my mind. I don't know about you, but I was confident from the stands.
Well, I'm thinking, is there time left on the clock? What do I have to do? I mean, I put both arms up, but then I was like, what if they put 0.2 of a second on the clock? So I'm still in coach mode. And the same thing can happen against UConn. To go to the Final Four, we really didn't get to celebrate. It's like they're going to put time on the clock. I'm convinced of it. So we have no timeouts. If it's their ball, here's what we're going to do to keep Kalkbrenner from throwing to the rim and getting a lob to tip in to beat us. If it's our ball, we want to throw deep. So all we have to do is touch it. And then the refs come over and say, no more time. So it's like a anticlimactic celebration to go to the Final Four. Mm-hmm. And same thing with Florida Atlantic. It's like, I'm convinced they're going to put time on the clock. They always do. And so when that moment happened, Dusty May was trying to shake my hand before the refs ruled it good. I said, Dusty, I'm not that guy. I want to make sure they count it before, we shake hands and we start celebrating.
Coach, I thought the most impactful thing throughout the tournament was I saw your team's true identity come to the surface. The amount of defense, the 40 minutes of defense from end to end that your team was able to play throughout each game, you could see it was frustrating these other teams you guys were playing because they were used to guys playing like that maybe a couple minutes a game, maybe a half. But when you guys were pressuring guys like that and defending like that the entire time, I think you guys wore a lot of people down. Were you able to get the guys to see that through film study? And did they pick up on it? Or was this just something that all year you guys were doing?
It's just our culture. Like when we do a shooting drill early in the year, like we want to make 120 in 2 minutes or whatever that is. And if we don't make it, a lot of coaches say, okay, on the line, down and back. And I'll say, okay, on the line, we're going to do some defensive slides. We're going to do shuffles. We're going to do this and that. Because I tell them there's games where as open as we are, the ball's not going to go in. How are we going to win those games? When we're wide open, it's a great shot. It doesn't go in. Those are the games we're going to win with our defense. So it's just a mindset. It's a culture that we're going to be defense first. And as open as we are, sometimes the ball does not go in. And we're one of a handful of teams that are going to win games when the ball doesn't go in.
See, going into this tournament, Coach, and you know this well, but the country learned about it. Going into the tournament, you were 0-3 in the NCAA tournament as a head coach at San Diego State. Now you're 5-4.
Going over 500. That's not very good.
Well, hey, it's better than being under 500. It's better than being 0-3. That all happened in one tournament. And what I thought was really interesting is how we have gotten the chance to see the development of the program. For a lot of America, people are like, wow, San Diego State. And then what they start to do is they say this, Brian Dutcher, one of the top college basketball coaches in the country. Like they start to talk about you differently. Are you a much better coach at 5-4 in the NCAA tournament than you were when you were an 0-3 record?
Well, hopefully I'll get paid like a better coach. But
coach
I've always been.
Yeah.
Richard, our sports information director, I asked Richard because I didn't know. I said, how many NCAA tournament games have I been on the bench? Not head coach, been on the bench. I think it was like 56 NCAA tournament games. So I just say now I'm 63. I know a lot more at 63 than I knew at 53, than I knew at 43, than I knew at 33. Even though at that time I thought I knew everything. Mm-hmm. So if you can survive in this business, those experiences pay off. And so I chose my path wisely. I knew I wanted to retire as a coach. Sometimes you think you're going to be the coach that takes a lesser school and resurrects it. And in 3 years, you're out of work and you can't find a job. So I thank Coach Fisher for keeping me along for that ride for so long. And, I was patient until I got the job I wanted, which was this one.
Yeah.
I want to ask a very open-ended question to you, Coach, and it maybe has to do with pay, maybe has to do with assistants, maybe has to do with conference. What is the future of this program now? You're obviously the rumors of Pac-12, Big 12 realignment. assistant coaches could get poached when you make a national championship run. We all know which players are coming and which players are leaving. What is the future of this program?
We've been in the Mountain West my whole time here, and I always say we're a high major program in a non-Power 5 conference. I'm trying to paint us like Gonzaga. Gonzaga's in the WCC, but they're looked at as a high major program. I think the West Coast always believed that San Diego State plays high major basketball, but now the nation's kind of been made aware of that. So I think it's upped our branding in the nation. West Coast, it's always been good. So if we make a conference move, I'm not stressed over it. I know we're a good enough program to survive wherever we end up. And whether it's in the Mountain West, we'll continue to have a high major program in the Mountain West. If we're in the Pac-12 or Big 12, our intention is just to compete at the highest level in those conferences. So those all happen at a level beyond me. Whatever decisions are made by John David Wicker and President De La Torre, I'm in support of, and wherever we end up, whether it's staying here or moving on, we'll be ready for that challenge.
Coach, you guys you spoke about this actually when the interview first began about getting back to the business of coaching. You were already recruiting again. With the transfer portal being such a vital process to San Diego State before it became a national thing, before guys started talking about all this stuff about transfer portal, you guys were already locked in and recruiting that way, using transfers to build the program. Now that everybody is such a focal point of the transfer portal, has it changed the way that you guys operate within it?
It's all NIL. NIL is everything in the portal right now. And, some of these players are being offered $260,000. If you're a big center, you might get $1 million, like a Dickinson or a kid at Kentucky. And so there's a lot of money being thrown around in the portal. And so we have to navigate that. We're not throwing that money away. We're not paying like that.
Yeah. Hey, Coach Dutcher, congratulations to you, to your family, to the program, to the players, et cetera. Really amazing job. We really appreciate you always. And thanks for doing this with us today. And by the way, good luck with your first pitch tonight at the Padres game.
Well, the only way you'll see it is if I throw it in the dirt.
Kind of rooting for that, just like a little bit.
I know. I knew if anybody would be, it'd be you.
Hey, Coach, we appreciate you. Thank you so much, and congrats.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Kaplan and Crew Tonight is brought to you by OG Sports Brewhouse Pizza, where you can eat pizza, drink beer, and earn rewards.
Dominating the SoCal radio airwaves for over 20 years. Join Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner for Kaplan and Crew every Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. only on the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk, and the Mightier1090.com.
Hi, welcome to OG's.
Touching down this football season at OG's has never looked better. You can now eat pizza, drink beer, and earn rewards at select OG's locations. You won't miss a live game when you're watching at OG's. We're going all out, all game, all season long.
Murray Lampert now brings architectural and interior design to a whole new level for your remodel, ADU, or whole house build.
We're truly a team at Murray Lampert Design, Build, Remodel, and we don't take that lightly.
Visit murraylampert.com.
All right, great friends. Hey, how's it going? It's Wednesday afternoon. This is Kaplan and Crew with Grande and the Brown Man. And guys, if you're just getting with us on radio, I'll recap where we were. And for those of you that are watching on YouTube or listening on audio podcast, you'll know that these guys are about to just jump in. What we were talking about was we're going to have this announcement of a new MLS soccer team coming to San Diego tomorrow. That's by all accounts, that is actually happening. I was saying that I feel kind of bad for the San Diego Loyal for the last however many years through Landon Donovan's fame, through their ownership's fundraising around town, through USD's facilities. They've built a nice fan base. I mean, Alex, how many of these Loyal games do you think you've been to?
Oh, I don't know, five or six, maybe.
Yeah. I honestly, I've been to like 2 or 3, and one of them I was standing there like right on the field when they scored this game-winning goal with like a second left. It was super exciting. The east end zone at USD packed with fans, like kind of like their own LAFC version of, like people standing the whole game.
Supporter section.
So yeah, I mean it's cool. So I don't know. Am I wrong here to feel bad for the Loyal that rather than being absorbed and part of it, and having the new MLS team say, hey, great job, guys. You've cultivated soccer fans. You've helped build the game in town. Landon Donovan's a part of all this. He's an MLS legend. You guys should be part of this. And so if in a $1 billion deal, essentially, call it $700 million deal, you guys bring your $20 or $30 million worth of assets to us and we all grow together.
Yeah.
You know?
think I would assume those conversations were had and they just didn't work out. I would assume that Saquon is smart enough to see what the Loyal have built and the passionate, small but passionate fan base that they have, and the groundwork that they've laid in this community to become part of the community and to make it a point to be part of the community. Obviously, the name Loyal and all the events they do and all the stuff around town that they always do, I would assume Saquon probably had to have those conversations, right? I don't think that they just totally overlooked them. This is an assumption, but
okay. So now if I were to say to you, it is my understanding that those conversations did not happen, and that really, the league itself, who you would think would have a great relationship with Landon, the league itself didn't really come in and go, hey, look, guys, look, you don't need the Loyal and you don't need Landon Donovan. You don't need them. You got money.
Right. Well, the MLS, to Browner's point yesterday, was probably saying, well, we want the money.
Well, but again,
because let's also like that price.
If there's no Landon Donovan, if Landon's not involved,
let's also. I get it.
Right.
I very much understand it. But at the end of the day, we all know what talks more than a name.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt. But couldn't they have used his name?
No.
Couldn't Landon Donovan have been a great team ambassador? Hey, everybody, I helped you. I wanted to build a soccer stadium and get an MLS team. That didn't work out, but I gave you the Loyal, and that's gone really well. And now I'm over here with the MLS team, and we're all part of the same thing. And Landon is part of the ambassadorship, like Trevor Hoffman is for the Padres.
Yeah.
All of this
there's no value there.
All of this could change, and what you're saying could be true. I believe Landon Donovan is an asset to whatever they name this team and whatever they become, because he's proven that by what he's done for the Loyal. He's a global soccer name. You know him across the world, and having him, his input in any way should help this team. But I will say this in defense of these new people coming. No, you don't need the Loyal. You don't need anything from them, because the NFL doesn't need the XFL, the USFL, or the Arena League. When they come to town, the NFL's coming to town. And when the MLS comes to town, a big boy team shows up. What do I need them for? Whatever I need to build, I can create my own infrastructure. Now, can that all change? Maybe this is hardball. Maybe they're going to come in at the last minute. If something goes wrong or something doesn't go the way that they wanted to, you always have that. That's not going anywhere. So therefore, for them, it's probably better for them to go about it their own way. And if it doesn't work out from a fan base standpoint, or for whatever reason they don't connect because they don't understand the community, they can always go, hey, that Loyal team, give them $100 million, bring them in, or have them give us $2 million and bring them in. And then you can fix that.
Listen, I hear what you're saying. You're right. The NFL, of course, does not need the XFL or the USFL, but the MLS,
to be honest, the NFL doesn't even need the Chargers. The NFL just needs a team. The NFL just needs a team in LA, because that's all they cared about. They didn't care who it was. They just didn't want it to be the Raiders for whatever reason.
It was going to be the Raiders and the Chargers at one point.
Well, that's what the teams wanted.
Right. But I'm just saying, like, I don't think the MLS is there. I really don't. I don't think the MLS, you could just plop a team in a city and it's going to be great. No way. No chance is that the way it works in the MLS yet. That's the way it works in the NFL. You plop the team in Jacksonville, you plop the team in Green Bay, you plop a team anywhere in this country, NFL team's going to work.
No.
MLS does not work that way, I think. But here's where I'm a little bit torn with this whole conversation, Scott. I completely understand the passion that is coming from the Loyal fan base. I get it. Because in an ideal world, the Loyal are the MLS team. I get it. But at the same time, I don't feel comfortable in just completely writing off the Egyptian billionaire in Saquon when they haven't done a single thing yet. So if they were starting to play in 3 months, and there's a name coming out, and this is like, no, dude, they have till February of 2025. Can we just wait to see what happens before we start? And I understand there are some loyal fans that are like, I'm not going to support the MLS no matter what, because it's not the loyal. That's not me. I like the loyal. I've been to games. I watched the games when they're on TV. I was watching it on Saturday on Fox. And I am just going to wait and see what happens, because I am not going to rule out, and maybe they have, maybe I'm just naive to it. I really can't rule out that there will be no relationship between the two organizations.
But you're saying something that we talked about yesterday. I'm going to repeat it again here today. The Egyptian billionaire, whomever he is.
Why don't we learn his name?
Mohammed Mansour.
Mohammed Mansour. Okay, thank you.
Cool. Whatever.
I saw Afi Lopez on Twitter put out a video where I think last year Mohammed Mansour spoke at the commencement. I don't know if it was at South Carolina State or North Carolina State. Somewhere I felt like, in the South. And I was watching him a little bit today because Afi put that video out on YouTube, on Twitter, and I clicked on it just to see who the guy is. What does he look like? What does he sound like?
I think he was like the treasurer of like England or something. Like,
oh, really?
He had some political position out there.
If you think that the loyal fan won't become a fan of this no-name team, you're wrong. Because we talked about this yesterday. San Diego does great with soccer viewership. They do great with it. Those people will go to the MLS game. The same 10,000 people that are at every loyal game, or if they pack it, they get 10,000. 9,000 of those people will go to this unnamed team. You'll have a question for you.
But I have a question for you.
Holdouts will fade.
I have a question for you. You ready? If the loyal averaged 5,000 people per game, I'm just making this up, and all 5,000 of them are soccer fans, and they actually would prefer the MLS team versus the USL team because the MLS team, that's the better league, right? Okay. Right. Plus the USD experience versus the Snapdragon experience, right? So yes, I'm with you. They're all going to go become fans because they want pro soccer at the highest level in San Diego. They want San Diego pride. I'm not suggesting that loyal fans will not immediately become whatever the name of the team is. I'm not saying that. What I'm asking you is this. Will they be satisfied with soccer at the MLS level? Will they still support the loyal, or will they be like, the loyal, I don't need to watch the loyal. I don't need to spend money in two places in the same town. My money goes to the MLS team. I no longer have anything to do with the USL team. I don't really care anymore because they're minor leaguers versus these guys are major leaguers.
There's also another group of people that I think that are not being talked about at all.
Who's that?
And that's the people that already don't care about the loyal because they're minor league. And I know loyal fans don't want to hear that, but those people exist.
And that's a large portion of people,
USL,
by the way.
Whatever. Like, MLS, I care about MLS. Like, and I know people don't like to hear that, but that's just the reality. Those people exist.
Bruh, if the Chihuahuas started playing at San Diego State University, what would they draw? Why, when you can go to Petco and watch the Padres? Why? It's the equivalent.
You have just nailed it. Brownie, you just nailed it. So hypothetically, the MLS team comes into town. They got a ton of money. They've got a major league behind them. They have a brand new stadium, which I saw people's videos from this Red Hot Chili Peppers concert last week. Looked awesome. And we've all been there for football games. And other than when it's brutally hot, it's really a nice little place. You know what I mean? It's a great stadium. So you got a new stadium. You got a major league. You've got a billionaire who can throw money at things. Okay. Everything would suggest that the MLS is finally ready to be successful in San Diego. Would we agree?
Yes.
Okay.
Stadium was the final piece.
Does MLS's success in San Diego then equate to the ultimate failure of the USL team because people don't care anymore? Here's an example. Let me give you another example. Let me pose it to you this way. What team? Oh, you ready for this? Here goes. The Arizona NHL hockey team. Okay. They have been trying for
Coyotes.
Years. They've been trying for years to get a new arena built. They haven't been able to do it. And they actually tried to get they actually tried to get the taxpayers in Tempe, Arizona, where Arizona State is, to build them an arena. And the people in Arizona are like, get the hell out of here. Nobody cares. Okay, get out of here. Now, let me throw it to you this way. Hypothetically, I told you that a brand new arena was being built in San Diego, and the team from Arizona is going to become the NHL team in San Diego. You with me? New arena, NHL team. Does that mean the death of the San Diego Gulls?
Yes.
Are people going to support minor league hockey, even if it's AAA, when they've got a new arena and they've got the NHL? Are people going to support is that the death of the Gulls?
Yes, I would think so, yes.
So then
Better
I'm asking
hockey.
you, is an MLS team in San Diego the death of the Loyal? And if the answer is yes, that's why I was saying I feel bad for those guys. The MLS, the league should have just absorbed them.
I answer this
the
question.
Loyal have nothing to do with the league.
The answer to your question is yes. And here's why. And also, no one is talking about this.
Tell me.
They failed already at this attempt. Because remember, these were the original people trying to get Mission Valley. So they were given this opportunity already, and they failed at it. San Diego State beat them out for whatever reason. So therefore, again, if I'm this other guy, what Salamuni or whatever his name is, what do I need them for?
Salamuni? Who's that?
I don't know. Who the guy who's gonna...
Mohammed? What's it? Mansour. Yeah. Mohammed Mansour.
Is the Loyal
Mohammed?
Was Loyal behind Soccer City?
Mohammed.
No, Loyal was not behind Soccer City.
Loyal was behind Sports Arena. They failed in Sports Arena, not in Mission Valley.
Oh, my bad. I got him wrong. Okay, correct. Thank you for the correction. My point being, what does Mohammed? Because I'm just gonna call it that because the last one I can't keep track.
Mansour.
Him too. What does he need them for?
He doesn't. Listen.
Correct.
He doesn't need them.
You want
Browner, it's not so cut and dry.
Them.
Like
hold on. It is.
It's not so cut and dry.
You want to feel sorry for them because their business is going to fail. I get that. But the fans will get a better experience in the arena. And isn't that what this is about?
I don't know. Will they?
Will they?
Better players, better facility, better competition, higher profile. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. But Alex, what were you going to say?
I just don't think it's as cut and dry as you want to make it out to be. It's just not. Like the Mansour group paid $500 million to cut the line. Basically, there's actual cities.
Welcome
and teams.
to America.
Right. I mean, like how else can you say the only thing that's cut and dry is the Loyal didn't have $500 million to cut the line.
Welcome to America.
That is the only thing that's so like everything else is yet to be seen. To just assume that the Mansour group's going to come in and create this marvelous MLS team with the name that everybody loves and colors everybody loves, and they're going to go get Messi or whoever the hell you think they're going to get. I don't know. Maybe the Mansour group's going to come in and make the most generic MLS team of all time. Who knows? Maybe they don't care about being part of the community because they're just going to get a fat TV deal from Apple and they got $500 million because they have an $8 billion portfolio and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. But it's not about feeling bad. It's about appreciating what the Loyal have accomplished so far and wanting that to continue. That's where I'm saying. But like that is what Loyal fans and soccer and something you're not, soccer fans in this city appreciate. Soccer is so much about just passionate, unbridled support for your club. Like it is different than being a Laker fan. As someone who is a diehard soccer fan, there is a big difference between being. There's just something about soccer that I know you will not understand by me just trying to express it to you because you're not it. And what the Loyal have built is this diehard, rabid, passionate, small, but great fan base. And for that to go away, I don't want to see it. It's not about feeling bad. It's about wanting it to continue or build and be bigger. And that is what I want the MLS team to do, whether it be to piggyback off what the Loyal have already done or create it themselves. Let's see. But that's what I'm talking about, Brown. It's not just about like feeling bad for a company. Companies come and go. Teams come and go. It is what it is. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to express that what the Loyal have created is a unique thing that doesn't happen very regularly in sports.
It's not. that energy is not going to go away. It'll be transferred to something else.
Well, that's an assumption.
Like, again, I'm going to repeat this one more time. There is a layer of people in San Diego County and in Mexico, northern Mexico, that love soccer, that will go and participate in whatever it is that
When did
is
you become a soccer expert, by the way?
I know it's unbelievable to me because what I'm trying to say to you is
I'm talking to the two people who keep telling me that they watch it.
No, I know. Oh, Browner, hold on. Wait, time out. I want to be really clear. I don't watch MLS on TV. I've never been to an MLS game. I have tickets and access to LAFC. I never have gone, and it's not to be disrespectful. I just haven't found the time. I've not wanted to put the time into it. I hear going to an LAFC game is one of the greatest, most fun things you can do in all of MLS. I don't know if that's true or not.
I went to the first ever LAFC game in LA.
Let me explain something. Let me explain something.
I went to Zlatan Ibrahimovic's first game in LA.
I only know, my only understanding of soccer comes from you two. So if you two, hold on, let me finish. I'll be very quick. If you two are telling me, you give me the ratings every time something is on from a national perspective from San Diego. You guys tell me how involved people here are for soccer. So I'm telling you, that group you're telling me about, they're going over there. That's all I'm saying.
But
that's no disrespect to the loyal at all.
But Browner, yesterday,
let's bring it back home.
Let's bring it back home to something that you talked about yesterday, and you nailed it on the dot. 36,000 people Tuesday against the Royals for the Padres. 2011, 2012, ain't no chance in freaking hell they were getting 36,000 people for the Royals on a Tuesday or 43,000 people for the Royals on a Monday. What happens is, and this is where the ownership has to pull through, is to give you a product that you can get behind. So to assume, which you are assuming, that it'll happen, it's just, that's all I'm trying to say.
And the other thing is,
what I've said yesterday, and you agreed with it yesterday. They have a lot of work to do, but they have a lot of time to figure it out.
But hold on. You see, the thing though that you're talking about, Alex, the connection that you and the soccer community has for its team, in this case, the Loyal, you would like to see that be perpetuated. So what I'm saying is it would have been really wonderful had this group who, Browner, I agree with you, they don't need the Loyal, don't need Landon Donovan, but it would have been really a wonderful thing to do to say, hey, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go do a deal with these guys. We're a $500 million club. They're a $20 million club. We're going to buy them. Okay. And we're going to use Landon Donovan, and we're going to use the local ties that they've created, and we're going to call ourselves the San Diego Loyal. I'm just giving you examples of all the things they could have found value in. And then, Browner, to your point, all those people would have left and they would have transferred their loyalty to the new team in the better facility, et cetera, et cetera. It could have been smooth and easy. And what's happened here is that rather than everybody just celebrating, hey, we're getting another major league team here in town, there is this controversy out there between the passionate group that wants to see it continue and the concern of, are these people going to be connected? Because the one thing that the LAFC did better than anybody, and Alex, you would know more about this than I do, certainly, they built a community of people before there ever was a game, before there ever was a stadium.
I think that's the model that the MLS here in San Diego has to, because I don't know how, I don't live in LA. I don't know what they did, but they came in and just straight up jacked downtown San Diego. I mean, downtown Los Angeles, East Los Angeles, that whole area. They just jacked that from the Galaxy like that. So I don't know what they did there, but they nailed it.
My opinion is this: they will come in and buy the Loyal, because I think they will, because it's smart business. It's easy. It's a layup. It's a layup. I think they will do that at the end of the day.
I'll just say this real quick. If you think money is an issue, can solve everything, look at Manchester United and look at the Glazers and how Man U fans think about the Glazers.
And dude, I mean, it is not a layup in my opinion, because when I saw the NFL go to LA and say, hey, we're in LA, everybody kiss our ass, it didn't happen like that. You have to earn their business.
Not MLS the same.
MLS will have to earn people's business. Stick around. We're in the 7 Mile Casino Studios. Plenty more to get.
Thank you for joining us. Catch Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific every Monday through Friday. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.